Mr. Reginald Ayer. How are you, my brother?
I'm doing well in yourself, Mr. Leroy Slava.
Good, man. Good, man. Thank you for joining me. I'm looking forward to this chat we're going to have today. Health is wealth.
Awesome.
Hey? Today, ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about health is wealth. And I think this is important, especially in the times that we live in now with COVID, and everyone trying to achieve their goals, to live their dreams. So I think this is an important chat that we have here with Reginald, aka Reggie. Can we call you Reggie? Eh?
That's the old name, so nothing new there.
I think usually we can call him. We're actually friends, man. We're gonna call you Reggie, so it's not gonna be too formal, guys. So say hi to Reggie. Reggie's a personal trainer. He's a health expert, and one of his passions is to help people achieve their health goals, their fitness goals. And I think he's one of the most focused people that I've met. Eh? And we'll chat more about that. So welcome, my brother. Thanks for joining us. I know you've taken an hour or two out of your busy day, and we appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Your arms are looking nice there. Did you do arms today? Hey, Reggie.
Sorry, brother. Can you just repeat that for me?
Did you do arms today at gym? Because I see those.
Oh no.
I see those biceps.
No, not today, brother.
Hey.
Today was lower body.
Lower body. Okay.
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, ladies, you cannot see the lower body, so just enjoy the upper body for now. It's a joke. That's how his wife gets upset with me, love, when I'm right. Talk about health and health is wealth, and I think this is an important topic. Now, welcome to the Leroy Slava Show. My name is Leroy Slava, and this is where we have conversations with entrepreneurs that inspire and experts to admire. We've really got an expert here today and an entrepreneur, so we're excited to have you with us. And I think we're going to cover a few important topics here. Health is wealth. So, Regia, before we start, maybe just tell us a little bit about what do you do and why do you believe that it's important to be healthy?
Well, Leroy, it's quite simple because when you're looking at not just mentioning modern times, but overall that your body is basically where you live in, So you can have whatever in terms of material. You can be a good image in terms of from the naked eye, but within, if things are not feeling accordingly physically, you can't enjoy that much. You can't enjoy your current finance. You can't enjoy your family. You can't enjoy just life overall. So you need to sort yourself out within physically. Make sure that you intake the correct nutrition and try and have a basic exercise program. You don't always have to be extreme, just basic, because why? The little bit you put in always has a big result at the end. So being physically active will just allow you to enjoy everything else overall. And of course, it will just allow you to be a better person. Stress levels, it doesn't mean you won't get sick or those type of things, but it will mean your body will always be ready for whatever challenges ahead.
Awesome. So you're saying basically you only get one of these bodies. There's no substitute.
For sure.
So you get it, and you have to look after this body to really get the most out of life, right?
Indeed.
Now I always say I've actually got something. I don't know if you saw it in my house in the kitchen, where it says priorities, and it says spiritual, family, health. What's next? What's after that? I can't even remember. To go look at it again. And it says health, and then it says something else. That's what I put as priorities for me. And I put spiritual, health, then I put family, and then I put health. But I actually think health should actually be above family, eh?
It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. I think it's a quite fair combination of the both of them, because when you look at spiritual, of course, that should always be number one. But when you're looking at your health, I can put it in there that can be slightly above family, because well, remember, without your health, you cannot enjoy your family. You cannot be physically and mentally active to give your character towards them.
Yeah.
So definitely physicality would definitely be slightly above that. You don't want to cause any confliction with your family now. So but definitely it's definitely slightly above there, because the physicality has the major role in terms of how you will enjoy the rest of the departments of life.
Because if you're not feeling good, I can say, I know if you're feeling a bit sluggish, you're feeling a bit tired or stressed or whatever it is, you don't actually have the energy to you come home, you're a bit sluggish, you're unhappy, you're not as tuned in to play with your kids, with your wife, as you would if you had more energy, if you felt better.
Yeah, true.
Okay?
100%.
So
Yeah,
so,
true. When you're looking at your health now, it's basically all that you have, because if you're not healthy, you're putting your family under stress. So your health should be in order to keep that stress level low for them, and then you can enjoy each other. So yeah, let's put it health is slightly above there.
and you can be more productive. So tell me,
100%.
what I also want to do here is I want to give a bit of advice as well to people. So what do you think are ways that you can increase your energy? So let's say you are where you are today, and you're gonna say, listen, what I want to do is I want to increase my energy, I want to be more productive. What are ways that you can look at that you can really improve your overall health and increase your energy?
Well, of course, you cannot accomplish anything with the wrong mindset. So of course, the mind needs to be right first. You need to set the tone in the mind. So you need to be more positive, definitely, because energy and positivity, it goes hand in hand. So you need to get the mind right first of all. Get the mind right. Make sure that you have proper rest, and not over or neither under rest, because some of us have an over resting a mindset sometimes. You just want to catch that couch all the time, and then some of us have an under resting. Yeah. So by saying under resting is that you hardly rest, because everything you do is just work, and then we forget that we need to recharge the batteries. So of course, setting the mind right firstly, setting the mind right, getting proper resting intervals. Understanding yourself as an individual. You need to look at your own character, because while we different beings, different doings, different professionals, but you understand your body, you understand how you recover. So getting the mind right is the first priority. And then number two is trying to find that proper resting interval, right? And then obviously number three will be the prime subject that we are on today, and that is health and exercise. So trying to get a decent few minutes of exercise in your daily schedule plays a fundamental role.
What's a decent amount of exercise? What's the minimum amount of exercise you would say? Let's say someone has never trained. Now, obviously, we've been active for most of our lives, right? Different sports, been in and out of gym. But what would you say for someone who's starting out? They haven't been active. They've never played a sport. They've never really, to say, now you're starting, what's the minimum amount of exercise that you have to have, maybe per day or per week, if you...
Okay, this is where I like to break it down as in an individual again. So going back to the fact where you said, let's say it's someone who's never exercised before, right? So point number one, someone who's never exercised before needs to sit down and figure out what are their positives and what are their negatives, what they can do and what they can't do. Mm-hmm. Right? Because the last thing you want to do to someone that is new is put too much pressure on them, and then in a day or two they lose hope. And then then they fall off the train, right? So it's very important to figure out what's their positives, what's their negatives, what they can do and what they can't do. And for the first few days, focus on what they can do physically. You understand? Just to build a sense of interest, because it's very important to keep someone interested in the beginning. You know, trying to figure out how they can achieve certain goals. So which by saying that is by setting small goals, and that by setting those small goals is by figuring out what they can do. So once you figure out what they can do, so if it's someone who's never done something but they really like walking, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you set a walking program for them. So you start timing them with walking, or if it's someone that likes climbing, you set something that has to do with them climbing certain things, you know, making tasks there whereby they have to climb and jump certain things. Yeah. So it's about assessment, right? So you assess their ability, and you create something very small and something manageable for them, just to allow them to achieve that manageable goal. And that's where the sign and the sense of interest will start gaining. And once the sense of interest, tasks can increase and the intensity can start to increase, and the person will actually start to realize that, listen, yeah, I've got an ability, and then they'll want to do more. So it's very important to be patient in the beginning, but focus on what the person can do in the beginning.
I think that's what you do very well, is to personalize according to the individual. Eh? So we've been training together for many years. Been a client of yours, 100%. And I think that's what you do well. Is you what the program that you have for me is not the same one that you'll have for let's say someone that's never trained, and I think you do that very well. Is to personalize according to the person's strength, according to their weaknesses, according to their goals, and according to what they want to achieve. So firstly, you're saying get your mindset right.
Very important to get the mind right.
Get the mind right. I actually thought you were going to say eat right or exercise. You said get the mind right. That's actually a good one, eh? Get your mind right.
With a mind that is not right, your exercise will be done half. So everything you're going to do it half-heartedly. But when the mind is right, you're going to be forced to work with a full potential, because you set your standard already.
When you say get your mind right, what is that? Set a goal. How do you get your mind right? You set a goal, or you say, listen, or just make up your mind and say, listen, I'm gonna train in this, and I'm gonna get into it. How do you set your mind right starting out?
Look, setting your mind is something that some of us really struggle with, you know, because one thing about setting your mind is always a challenge, because why we always get distracted with a whole lot of other things, right? So if by point number one, by saying setting your mind means that you're not going to compromise the situation that you're focusing on, right? So whatever comes within the day, you set your mind towards that hour or that 45 minutes that you're going to go train out. So unless someone is basically dying, you're not going to quit that session. Yeah. Right. So if someone phones you now and say, hey, buddy, you know what, listen, man, I need to see you, or whatever the case may be, then you're like, buddy, you don't need to explain to them what you're going to go do now. I've got an appointment. I need to sort that out. And then you sort that out. Right. So by setting the mind basically comes with not compromising that specific time that you set.
So you've committed to that time, and you stick to your commitment.
There we go.
Get your rest. So you're saying some people sleep too little, some people sleep too much. So and it's for different. Some people can go with 8 hours of sleep, some people can go with 6 hours of sleep, eh?
That's correct.
I think anything
more in your average timeline at this point in time, scientifically, you're looking at between 6 to 8 hours of rest, you know. So whether you find your 6 or whether you find your 8, you're still safe, right? But when you go over your 8 and you go under your 6, that's where the difficulty is coming, you understand? So trying to stay between those 6 and 8 is where you're still safe. So when you're over, you need to make a plan and get lower, and when you're under, you need to make your plan to get between that 6 and 8. So your 6 and 8 is your average resting intervals, where your body will reproduce energy and your body will reset itself for the next day's challenges. And it's basic information, but it's basic information that sometimes we're so comfortable that we forget.
Yeah, I've noticed with myself that when I sleep longer, I feel more sluggish. If I sleep more than 8 hours, yes, so man, you feel net.
Yes.
Who's sluggish? Ja, maar je voelt
Yes,
yes. As ek vroeg opstaan het ek meer energy dat as ek
yes.
later slaap is weird.
Ja, as jy van jy sal sien because as jy vroeër opstaan, right? As jy vroeër opstaan gaan jy sien, hy vroeër opstaan het as jy basically tussen 6 en 8 hour range. En dan as jy later slaap as jy pas hy 8 hour range en dan nou is jy nou lay nou. It's basically a layman is nou basically your energy was nou klaar ready to be used and then to store you nog energy in the system by your laziness for that specific time, verstaan jy? So jy sal sien wanneer jy vroeër opstaan, your 5 o'clock and your 6 o'clock, then of course you went to bed plus minus 9 or 10 and then you save for that 8 hour range. You understand? But then when you go to bed late, you're 11 o'clock and you stand up your 4 o'clock, it makes it a little bit difficult, you understand? So it's a pattern that you also instill in your body programmally, slowly but surely. So when you consistently start to sleep for that 6 or that 8 hours, your body starts to adapt and realize, okay, this is my pattern, this is how I reproduce energy, this is how I'm going to focus on, and that's basically it, right? But when you have inconsistent sleep patterns, your body actually doesn't have that good reproduction in energy because why? It doesn't know a specific time when the brain is going to shut off.
It's interesting, it's interesting. So 6 to 8 hours, get your rest. You should understand your body, understand your body, and I think that's true because we all different. We all probably, some of us have to train different. Some of us have to focus on different things. So that's good. This now the question about eating versus exercising. What is more important? This is what I'm curious for. What is more important? Is more important to eat healthy, or can you eat whatever you want as long as you exercise? What would you say? What's your thoughts on that?
Now you can definitely not eat whatever you want as long as you exercise because why? What you put in is what your body will produce externally, right? Or show externally, right? So of course you need to put in all the correct or mostly the correct when you someone living a quite balanced life, but putting in the correct quantity of food, point number one, and the correct decision making of food is very important, right? But times has changed as well because how you train, the quality of your training, the quality of your program, and the consistency plays just as an important role now. Because if you need to look on in terms of what is your goal. If your goal is just to be an average healthy person, all right, and then you're going to look at that 80% nutrition and 20% training. Your mindset will be on that, right? But if you're someone that wants to look better than your average person, right, and then you're going to look at
like myself better than the average person. I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Yes, no, 100%. No, you're right. You must be positive about it. You know, the tongue draws power. Whatever you speak will happen. You know. So, Lyra, getting back to the fact of the nutrition and the training. Like I say, if someone who wants to look better than your average person, so you don't want to just be a healthy person, but you want people to see when you come along somewhere that I know you can see this one trains. You understand? That's where you have to have 100% mindset in both departments, right? In terms of getting your quality of your food correct and getting your quality of your training correct as well, right? So the quality of your training comes with making sure that you've got a program and making sure that you actually understand the proper movement of the training. Because you find a lot of people that are training for years, but then they still look the same like 5 years ago. You understand? Because point number one, they do not have a plan. All right. Point number one is the major factor, right? But the second factor is just as important because point number two, that whatever they're doing it wrong. You know, they're doing it totally wrong. You find people doing certain exercises, you can actually see that, okay, will this specific exercise this person is doing help them 20 years from now? No. And that's one of the reasons why we're training. We're training so that 20 years from now, 30 years from now, when someone looks at Leroy, they must say, hey, this time is still fresh, huh? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those, 20 years, like then you said
30 years from now. So you don't have to feel offended now. So yeah, that's basically it. You understand? So you need to you need to have the understanding of the exercise, because without the understanding of the exercise, without the proper posture and movement, you will not reap the proper quality of that specific exercise. Right? So posture and the quality of the movement shall determine the result.
Yeah. Okay. So
does it make sense?
So you're saying some exercises will benefit you down the line, some of them. And look, I'm also guilty of this. I've also done this before. You're at gym and you're doing a certain exercise, or you look at someone doing an exercise and you don't know which muscle that is working. You like this oh, this exercise, I don't know which muscle is this working, his calf or his shoulder, or wow, what's this guy busy with it? I've also been guilty of that, where you say, listen, and obviously you've helped to say, listen, my man, this is not how you do this. You're actually not doing anything. So you're saying some of the exercises can benefit you, and some of them can actually hurt you if you do it wrong. That a few years down the line, you could actually pick up a few injuries if you don't do it right.
Yes. So trying to get the understanding of an exercise is mostly important than doing the exercise, right? Because when you do the exercise, your understanding automatically does the whole movement. You understand? So when you do not understand to do something, your body is going to be confused, and when you confuse, the movement is all wrong, and you just carry on. You know what I'm saying? So I always have a statement that we use in training. We call it mind to muscle, right? So when you do a movement, you need to connect with it, with that specific area. And all the other areas that are not meant to move, you need to set your mind for them to be stable, right? So it's a mind to muscle. And going back to the eating, like I say, in times like this now, so if you want to have a more visible body where everyone sees you train, then it's more 100%, or should I say 90%, or 90% training and a 90% eating factor. So if you just want to be your overall healthy person, just look really good. You know what I'm saying? Just look really good. And then you're looking at your 80% eating and your 20% training. But if you want to, like I say, be someone who looks a little bit more extra, you know, so then obviously it's going to be more intense in the training department. You understand? So then you can't give the training that 20% anymore. You need to increase it a little bit. So respect the 80%, of course, but just add 1% with the training as well, because there's where your actual excessive good looks comes from.
So Reggie, I think the with training, after a while it becomes a habit. But I think something that most people struggle with is the eating part, and that's my challenge as well. I've just had a glass of Pepsi and an Easter egg now before I jumped on. Ek sê ja, my health is wealth. Ek sit hier met 'n glas Pepsi en 'n hy wit Easter egg, ek sê ish. The eating, I think maybe give us how's your day? How does your day look with the eating? So just, and maybe just tell us, okay, this is what a day in Reginald's life looks like. Weekday, let's not say weekend, let's say a weekday. What do you wake up? What do you eat? How long do you exercise? Obviously yours will be a bit above the normal person's, but just so we have an idea to say, okay, am I close or am I a bit far from
Yeah. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you two examples. I'm going to give you the pattern of your average trainer, right? Schedule, someone who's quite busy, and then I'll give you the whoever else. You know what I'm saying? So Lyra, my day basically starts at 5 a.m. in the morning, right? So my first client is at 5 a.m. in the morning. So I wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, and I'm the type of people that, trust me, when I wake up hungry. So no matter the time of day, that time when I wake up hungry, right? But then, of course, you need to concentrate and focus on the time of day. So you can't be rough at the time of the morning, right? So of course, then I'll just have a blended shake. I'll have a blended shake, just something to stabilize and neutralize some energy in my system. And then I carry on working, because I know your average breakfast time is around about your 8 or 9, you know? So when I approach my 8 or 9, and then that's where I'll have my standard breakfast that I prepared that time. So either
what
some
would
eggs
that
and
be?
some tuna with a few. It's quite different every morning, because the thing is, with me it's more not diet mindset, it's healthy lifestyle mindset, you understand? So when it comes to a healthy lifestyle mindset, you focus on healthy options, right? So every day it's not rocket science in terms of focusing on what's healthy options, right? So diet is for people who are under really tough conditions now physically, right? And they set a time which whereby they want to drop that unwanted weight, you know. But for us, it's not about diet anymore, it's about healthy eating options now. So healthy eating options is knowing what's right and what's wrong, and just grabbing it on a daily basis, right? So making sure that my good quantity of proteins is in my system, my carbohydrates is in my system as well. A lot of people do not have an understanding of the importance of carbs as well, because that's where your energy comes from. It's just the quantity of carbs you intake. All right. So it doesn't mean that you cannot eat carbs. The devil is sugar. All right. That's the devil. So your carbs, as long as you minimize it in terms of what your body should carry. All right. So you have it at, and in terms of your what your body should carry, your weight, how much energy you use in that day as well, because some of us are fairly busy, so you burn a lot of calories because of your busyness. So you burn a lot of calories. Remember, you need to refuel that with some calories, right? That's where your energy comes from. Understand? Food is energy. So mornings is quite simple. I have a shake when I wake up, a blended shake with a porridge in there, maybe a high protein whey protein added with a little bit of maybe Future Life high protein, Future Life, not the one with the high protein, you know. So, and then later on, obviously, just some eggs, some tuna, or a fruit added by that, and then obviously running later on with your nuts in 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, running with your lunch. Is running with your lunch is your chicken. Make sure your chicken, your broccolis, and your pumpkin and stuff like that. So in my personal department, it's more about the healthy option now. It's not about diet. I haven't been on a diet in a long time, because it's not about diets for me anymore. I run a hectic schedule, up and down a lot. So it's more about fueling my system with the correct amount, and understanding what is the correct amount, and understanding what is right and what is wrong. How it's prepared is very important. People think they eat healthy, but they stuffed it in so much oil, and then it comes out, it's healthy food, but it's made incorrectly.
Yeah, it looks healthy, but it's not healthy.
Yes. So it's how you prepare your food as well. So in my terms, it's more healthy options. But yeah, I have a 5 a.m. productive morning right until around about 11. Working back to back, and then from there I've got about a 2 to 3 hour break, and then from there I carry on again around about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock till the evening, around about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. That's your Monday to Fridays. And then my weekends, my Saturday, I basically take it nice and easy in the morning. Don't work that much. And then my Sunday I rest. But my weekends I try to keep it fairly flexible as well, because for me I try my level best to work hard my Monday to Friday, and with all honesty, my weekends I try to be your normal person. Don't have that mindset of, I can't do that now, I can't do that now. So basically I have a cheat here, I have a cheat there, which is nothing wrong for me, because I know I did the work my Monday to Friday and my Saturday mornings.
Okay. So thanks. So guys, whoever's listening to this, so basically what you're saying, you just maintain a healthy lifestyle. All right. So you wake up at 5, you have a shake, you then you have your breakfast at about 8, 9, depending on which time, and then in between that you'll have nuts or whatever, and then you'll have lunch, which is probably chicken or broccoli, whatever it is you have there. And then
2 o'clock or so I have another snack, and then my supper the evening.
Supper in the evening. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 meals plus minus a day.
Plus minus.
And I think that's better, because dieting doesn't actually work, eh?
Because dieting is headache.
Because I've seen
dieting is a headache.
Just gain back all the weight after the diet anyway. So
because look, I won't say there's anything wrong with diet. There's totally nothing wrong with diet, because remember the specific individual is in the current state which they're not happy with, right? Which is okay, and then they can go on that diet. It's just about trying to be consistent in whatever after that diet, because a diet is a small program to allow you to reach that specific weight goal in a specific duration of time. But living a healthy lifestyle doesn't really matter on how long you're going to take to get there. You're just happy with what you're doing now. You're doing the correct things now. You're eating correctly now. You're trying to put good training in now. Everything else falls into place in due time, which you do not put too much attention on, because as long as you're happy, you're doing the correct thing now. Does it make sense?
Yeah, makes sense. No, I've seen a lot of people. Remember, we've all had mothers and sisters, and we've watched them diet for years. And sometimes there's a difference. Sometimes they lose the weight, and then sometimes they get it better. Like myself too, with the stomach. It's been an up and down journey for. But my thing is the Coke, chocolates. As I said, I've just had a glass of Pepsi now. Now, supplements, dude. What's your view or what's your thoughts on supplements? Eh? And when looking at a supplement, what would you look at? What would you say? Let's say I'm a client of yours. I come to you and say, Reggie, listen, dude, I want supplements. Do you suggest I take it? Don't you suggest I take it? And if you suggest I take it, what should I be looking for? Or which supplements should I look at?
Okay. Look, Leroy, there's very important factors that one needs to understand when you start training, right? So it's not advisable from my point of view to let someone jump on a supplement while they just started, right? Yeah. So for me, it's more about the eating correctly, and because the word supplement speaks for itself. You're supplementing what you cannot get in your natural foods. You understand? So yes. When you know that you're still a little bit sluggish with your eating, you're still getting the mind right. You start getting into the program, right? That's where your supplement gets in, because why then you supplement those products with your proteins and your aminos and your healthy fats like your omega-3s and so forth, you know. So it's more about supplementing when you are not on the right track, when you're busy with your training. So when you're not on the right track with your diet at home, you supplement with the product that we get from our Diskims and our Clicks and our Herbalives and those type of stuff. So I'm very honest in the beginning when I start off with a client. I have a sense whereby I also allow you to get on something in terms of how your body responds. So when I start off with a client for the first month or sometimes two, we do not use anything, no supplementation, just eat well and see how your body responds. Because I have an understanding of myself that I like to see how your body responds, and we get in accordance to what your body responds, you know. So your body will tell you what you need. So when you have your nutrients within your food and whatever, you will need less supplements. Yeah. But when you are on track with your eating, so meaningly your protein intake will be on point, your aminos will be on point, your carbohydrate intake will be on point. You will need less supplementation because you get it all in those natural foods. Yeah. So supplementation, of course, nothing wrong with supplementation. Very good as well when you use good products as well, because a good product will always give you the good result. But in terms of supplementation, I prefer waiting a little bit, see how your body responds, and you buy in accordance to how your body responds. If your muscle
okay, I think you
developing quite well, it means that if you know that you
broke up for a while there, Reggie. It froze for a while. Maybe if you just want to repeat that you froze for about a few seconds there.
Okay. What I'm saying is, if you see that your muscle is developing fairly well, then it means that you are getting good protein within your foods, right? And your training is in order. So then you can't rush to your proteins in terms of your supplements, because why? Your body's just going to waste that. Your muscles are developing, your food is attracting those proteins nicely, so your muscles, then you know that you don't need them. If you see that you're training and you're recovering well, you don't have body aches for too long, then you know that your body is adapting good aminos within your foods as well, and your recovery is in order. But now on the other factor, if those cases does not happen, if you see you've been training hard, you know your intensity has been nice and strong, then you know, okay, my protein levels is maybe a little bit too weak, I'm not getting it enough in my foods, I can move over to a supplement to give me that extra support. You know what I'm saying? Your muscles as well, when you're training and the muscles are sore for days, you know, it shows that your recovery as well is a little bit sluggish. You can work on supplementation in terms of your aminos and your BCAAs, your branched chain amino acids, so forth, to give your muscle that repair, encouragement and develop. You know, so supplementation, it's more about trying to take in accordance to how your body responds, not immediately, because immediately you do not know what you need. Does it make sense?
Makes sense. Makes perfect sense, eh? Especially for guys, you know,
Yeah, so that's how
when I started gymming, whenever, and obviously back then the plan was to be, you know, you need to be big.
Macho man.
Macho man. Op sommer, een van hy groot,
Tab.
hy groot tabs wat sê, wat dan ze die whey protein en yeah. Sommige een van hy groot oekies. And then you actually find out that some of those things are not even healthy, eh?
Yeah. Remember, it's artificial products at the same time, so not to discourage any brand or whatever the case may be. But like I say, we're looking at natural factors first.
Yeah.
Natural factors will always be the main objective. And then, of course, when things becomes a little bit difficult, and then we get it in our supplementation, because why? Our lives are maybe a little bit too hectic and maybe we don't have the time, you know, because remember, food and all that always comes with preparation, and not everyone has the preparation, not everyone has the funding, all those type of factors, right? So it's all about figuring out what works and then you take it from there.
True. So you're saying basically a supplement is, it's a supplement. If you get it from your food, you don't need it. But if you're not getting everything from your diet, then you supplement. So
100%. The name says itself.
First see how you respond and how your body reacts the first month or two before suggesting a supplement or whatever, because you might not need one.
Yes.
You might not need
one because you get it in your diet. Your body's producing all that from your foods that you intake on a daily basis. And then on a later stage, when you see your body gets a little bit sluggish, because remember, when it comes to training, we become greedy as well. As we develop, we want more. You understand? And as we want more, then maybe you can add on stuff like that. But for starters, it's very important to take it gradually, not to overthink it, not to over purchase, because sometimes we end up spending a lot of money. But it's very important to get the training, because when it comes to supplements, it's not just about me selling you a supplement, but if I can sell you a supplement and give you the proper guidance and be with you every step of the way, that makes it much better, other than me just selling you a supplement. You understand? Because why? You can end up just purchasing stuff without getting the necessary guidance from the seller as well. Yeah. You know, or you might end up getting the wrong advice as well. So doing research, understanding your body and making the purchase is the actual thing that you'd like to do, and not just go and spend thousands of rands.
Okay, that's interesting. Now tell me, what is, you know, sometimes this question is for myself now. Is it better to is it better to pick up to go heavier weights, right? Or is it better to go lighter weights but do more reps? What is it? What do you suggest for let's say someone like me? I don't want to be the biggest anymore. I don't want to be I just want to look good, and but I also want you to see, at least when I've got a shirt on, you need to see, okay, this man is working out. Yeah. Eh?
Yeah.
Do I go heavier weights? Less cardio, less reps, or do I go more reps, lighter weights and more reps?
Going back to the fact of our earlier discussion when I said planning, right? It's all about planning, and it's all about program, right? So you, of course, going to have a program. Your program will be set in a way whereby you'll go through a weight gaining phase, right? Which whereby you'll go through a phase where you pick up a little bit heavy, right? Because why, that is activating and building new muscle fibers. Remember, you need to build new muscle fibers in accordance to look physically strong and physically fit, right? And then as that program carries along, it will decrease now with the weights, right? It will decrease and you'll go to lighter weights and then high repetitions, because that's where you're focusing now on your conditioning. In your conditioning, as other words, as we all know it in the gym, is your cutting, So when you start off, you're gonna have to start off in terms of getting some muscle fibers, getting some strength, point number one, because you need strength and you need building. And with strength and building will mean that you're gonna have to pile up a little bit more weights, right? But then there's a certain duration that you put that through. So by saying there's a certain duration that you put that through, that will be what you're eating and with your training. So when it comes to your eating, you will be eating a little bit more, right? You will be eating a little bit more carbs with a high protein intake, of course. And then as the time is going, when you start to feel that, okay, I'm becoming a little bit bigger and I'm becoming a little bit heavier, unfortunately, you'll see the abdominal area will decrease a little bit there. So because of our carb intakes. Yeah. So it comes with the program. So you go through that slight bulk phase, whereby you're building the strength and you're building the size. And then when you're happy with the strength and the size and what the scale is telling you, and then it's where the program will jump over to your conditioning phase, your cutting phase, where you'll decrease the weights now and add repetitions and burn that muscle. That's where you're focusing on definition. So you'll cut the fats in between the muscles, but the size shall remain much more, so the muscle will be more visible. So it comes with programming, it comes with the eating in accordance to what you're training, and it comes with the consistency within that program.
True. So that's good advice. So I take it, what I take out of that is basically have a plan to say, and it'll be different. Let's say your plan, your fitness routine, your health routine will be different to mine, will be different to someone else. So I think have a plan, and I think it's also wise to say, that's why it's wise to work with a professional like yourself. To say, listen, Leroy, what is your goals? Do you want to become bigger? What are you feeling tired? What's the challenges you're having? And then from there, work out a plan, exercise plan, an eating plan, whatever it is, a sleeping plan, however it is.
That's why it goes back to what I said to you a few minutes ago. We will work that 1 to 2 months without anything, see how the body responds, and then you take it from there. It's not just a jump in and just go with whatever. Because each and every muscle group needs to have good attention, consistent timing, and for a good while for that specific muscle group to understand what you are doing. You find people going into the gym doing different things every single day, and then you train one muscle today and that muscle only gets the same activation again after 5 weeks. So you need to have a plan where a muscle almost has his day, almost has his time, when that muscle knows this day or that time is my time to build. You must tackle a muscle after a good few days and not take too long. Look, the body's got over 600 muscles. So when do you get opportunity to activate them all? So you need to be fair with your body, point number one. You find some of us, we only like to do arms, so he does arms the whole week. He's neglecting his legs. You find other guys who like chest, you've never seen him in the leg department. So you need to be fair with your body. Be fair with your body. Make sure that in your week, no matter how many your training days are, 3 days or 5 days, all right? So whether it's 3 days or 5 days, make sure that in those 3 days, I activated my upper body, lower body, and my core, and my strength. So you need to make sure that upper body, lower body is treated fairly. Find some guys, they can't wear short, upper body's looking good, lower bodies, but you find some guys not really looking
they
so
look good in winter.
At the top and looking good at the bottom, So it's about being fair with your body as well. Give each and every group, muscle group, a fair chance of training as well.
So would you say, because as you say, some people, I've noticed some people jump all the muscles every day. Some people gym, like Monday they'll do arms, Tuesday they'll do legs and chest and shoulders and back and core. What would your advice be to those? Because I see I've noticed at the gym, there are guys that do everything every day, and there's people that do different body parts each day. What's your take on it?
Look, it boils down to the fact as well in terms of what is that individual's goal. So you'll find someone who's slightly overweight, who's slightly unshaped. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt to in the early stages to do everything in one day, because you're looking at breaking down everything. You're looking at burning your body. You're looking at, of course, the body becomes exhausted because there's too many muscle groups, nervous system. It's only got certain places to focus on at one time. So now it's a lot, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But your best bet is always to focus between your 2 to 3 maximum muscle groups per day, so you can give your body an opportunity to focus on one thing at a time. Because remember, your training is very important. But tonight, when you go and rest, that's where your body now realizes, okay, today Leroy did chest. His chest is back and his back. So the body can allow to focus on those 2 areas and develop those 2 areas. You know, other than you going, you did arms, you did shoulders, you did back, you did core, you did glutes. There's so many things that you've done tonight. When you sleep, your body is just in burning and exhaustion phase, and you cannot build those areas, but you're basically burning those areas and breaking them down. You understand? So when you're someone who's really looking in terms of losing weight, and you're on a space whereby your weight is a little bit too much, that is okay for starters, because you're looking at burning and breaking down. But if you're someone who's already in good shape like yourself, and you just want to add it a little bit, and you just want to add it a little bit here and there, give it a 2 to 3 muscle group area a day, and not more than that. Don't overwork the groups, because when you go and rest tonight, your body needs to have one step at a time on certain areas to develop and build.
Okay, awesome, man. That's good tips, hey guys. Conversation to entrepreneurs that inspire and experts to admire. So that's amazing advice. Thanks, Reggie. So guys, if you're looking to improve your overall health, if you're looking to just get fitter, right? As you said, and I think the main thing that I think that we're getting out of this is have a plan. Some people's plan will maybe be to lose weight. Some people will be maybe just to get more energy. Some people will be to build muscle and look good. Some people are exercising for a reason, right? They want to run the comrades or do Iron Man, or like I've started playing indoor. Just so. Wow, hard work. So it depends on your goals. Now, Reggie, thanks for that. Now, where do we get a hold of you? Let's say we want to get a hold of you. We say, Reggie, I haven't been looking after my body. I haven't been gymming. I don't know where to start. I want to get fit. I know I need to look after myself. I haven't been. Or I might just be preparing for comrades, or for football, or for whatever it is, tennis, volleyball, whatever it is. Listen, I want to get your details. I want to contact you just to help me put together a program and work towards my fitness goals and my health goals. Where can we get a hold of you?
Yeah, Leroy, my home training gym at this point in time would be Virgin Active in Sunwood Park in Boksburg. So that's where I am most of my time. But I also do house calls where I go to my clients' houses as well. But I try my level best to keep it within the radius. I try my level best. So if push comes to shove, I'll take it a little bit out. But when that's the case, people normally get a hold of me on Instagram. My Instagram will be Reginald Ayer straight. On Facebook, my name and surname is straight, Reginald Ayer. And then my email as well, r.style.ayer, ayer, @gmail.com. That's basically my social platforms where people get hold of me as of if you do not get me at my home gym, right? So my home gym, like I said, Sunwood Park, and then my social media platforms will be the Facebook and the Instagram, and my email that I just mentioned to you.
Awesome. So you know what I think we're gonna do, Reggie? I think you're gonna WhatsApp me that. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that in the comment section.
Okay.
100%. So follow him on it's encouraging, guys. He puts videos on daily on Instagram and Facebook, what he does, and so you can go follow him so you can check that out, get some motivation there. And if you want to contact him, right, you've heard the different Facebook, Instagram, and his email address. What we will do is we'll put it in the comment section for you so that you can go contact him and get started, guys. Get started. As I said, we all want to be more productive. We want to be healthy. We all want to be better fathers and husbands and we all just want to live an overall better life. And I think this is important. That's why I asked him to come on, just to share some insights, share some thoughts, share some tips on living a healthier lifestyle. So I think that's very valuable. Thank you, Reggie.
Pleasure, brother.
And if you had to give us a few last words for people listening now, last words of encouragement to the listeners.
Well, I'll just keep it quite basic. The basic information or encouragement that I'd just like to follow through is that try and get your training and your physical activity going on while it's still your choice and not the doctor's choice, because most of us tend to only open our eyes when we have underlying condition. Then we are forced by doctor information that we need to get the activity going, otherwise we're going to be at more risk. So while it's still your choice, try and get it sorted. Leave the excuse of I do not have time, because when we're not well and the doctor tells you in bad shape, we all of a sudden have time. So try and get it sorted, and then it will be okay.
Awesome. Yes, that's good advice, guys. Get it in while it's still your choice and not the doctor's choice. Because I think, yeah, that's powerful advice. And the second one is, don't lie to yourself and say I don't have time. You've got enough time. Because when the doctor says you need to start gymming now because of whatever reason, suddenly you find a lot of time to do that. So make time. Don't have time is a lie, and get it in now while it's still your choice and not the doctor's choice. All right, Reginald, Ayer, my brother, appreciate it. Thank you. That's powerful tips. We're gonna put his contact details in the comment section. You can contact him. He's in Boksburg, Sunwood Park. He says that's his home gym there. So if you are in the area, then that's good. If you're not in the area, then you need to drive, obviously, to this area, which is good. Because from the fitness experts and the personal trainers, he's, in my opinion, the best I've ever seen and I've ever trained with. So guys, so that's powerful. We're going to put it in there. And before we end it, click on the YouTube link and subscribe to the channel so you can listen to this again, and you can listen to previous videos and future videos. Okay, so thank you for joining us. Thank you, Reggie. Let me see, is there anything else that I wrote cheat days here, but you told us your cheat days are Saturdays are more or less, Saturdays and Sundays you don't mind getting in a pop and chuck or pop and steak or pop and...
Yeah.
Hey, I don't think...
Yeah, no, cheat days is always on the... Cheat days is always on the chart. You need to give your body something to fight for at least as well, you know. So, because I mean, if you work hard all the time, a sense of reward is always due as well. If you don't do that sense of reward, you lose a little bit of interest here and there as well. So, a sense of reward is good, and like I said, give your body something to fight for again the Monday.
Yeah, good stuff. Just do not cheat like we cheat every day, once a day. But awesome. Thanks for taking out your time. We appreciate it. I think that's the thing. And I think I think that the message that we want to get to is that your health is your wealth, right? You've only got one body. Look after it. That when you feel better and you're more energetic and you eat better, you just do better. You're right. You can work better. You can be more
100%.
Your mind is clearer. You spend better time with your family. And what Reggie said before, he said, get it in, get your health sorted, get your exercise sorted, while it's still your choice and not the doctor's choice. So I think that's a good
there we go.
tip there. So, my man, thanks so much. We appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow morning. I'm there at 5 now. This week. So yeah. See you soon. Thanks, guys. All the best.
Thank you again.